Farrell on it again, deep one around the back, Quinn there's the Frenchman goal! It's Andrew Quinn, the underdogs bare their teeth and show their fight in this cup final. Drogheda United strike first.
Welcome to the We Are the Drogs podcast, a Drogheda United fans podcast, proudly sponsored by the Coffee Box.
Hello and welcome to the We Are the Drogs podcast, season 2, episode 19, and I'm joined by Richie and Owen. How are we, boys?
Very good, lads.
Yeah, all good.
Good stuff. So for, is it the third? No, it's not. I was going to say the second week running, but we went so bad last week. But should we get straight into the misery? Or are we getting positive?
It wasn't as bad as a couple of weeks back, I don't think.
No, but positive, the transfer window opens tomorrow, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Any more rumours or any thoughts? I know Boyd is the big one, but that's kind of thrown into a bit of disarray in it now with Joey getting the sack from Chelsea and all that, so we don't know what way that one is lying.
Yeah,
all's quiet now. I'm sure we'll hear stuff over the next week or so.
Yeah, you'd like to think there's a few deals, if they're going to happen, they'd be done by now, wouldn't they? Just ready to go.
Yeah,
we'll see. If you've any lads coming in from England, a lot of them lads, if they're out of contract, officially their contracts end this tonight, so they wouldn't even be free agents officially till tomorrow. So
yeah, so you just get the paperwork done and that from tomorrow onwards.
Yeah, sure. Hopefully we hear something soon.
Yeah, absolutely. It'd be a nice. We need something a bit more positive, I think, at the minute, because everything's a bit fucking dour, But what's his face? Kevin's interview with your man from LMFM after the game, he does mention it to him. He says, "I know you're in for Boyd," and that kind of thing. We were talking about that interview on the other day, obviously yesterday even. And I thought it was a strange interview from Kev. He alludes to the fact that things are a bit up in the air there, and he's obviously on about Joey O'Brien getting the sack and all that, so maybe that has scuppered the Boyd deal. I kind of got that impression from what he was saying. I don't know, maybe I'm just picking that up wrong.
He's probably afraid to say too much on it either,
Yeah.
Especially if nothing's signed on the dotted line, you don't want to kind of. Especially someone that's playing in the league already, you don't really want to comment too much on it.
No, I agree. I just got a vibe off him. And I think his interviews are painful to watch, actually, over the last while. I feel for him. It's a tough situation to have to answer questions after, the same thing week after week, the odd little bright spark here and there, like Shell's last week, I suppose, was a half-decent performance, but it's tough for him to come out and have to talk to the media when things are going the way they're going on the pitch,
He's a lot of experience in doing it though, so he's well used to.
He does, yeah, but he probably sounds like a broken record now, even for himself at this stage. Just like ourselves, I suppose, it's the same thing, isn't it, every week?
Yeah.
Now look, I don't think it was as bad as the Pats game or last away match. I don't think it was that bad. I think we did show some glimpses the other night, but
I don't think it was anywhere near as bad as the Pats game.
No.
It wasn't. Stats-wise, it certainly wasn't.
No, but we're still not getting the results though, lads. I still don't think we're a threat away from home at all. We're not laying gloves on any teams away from home.
No.
But he's so frustrated, isn't he? It's the same thing every week, it's moments. We're losing out games in moments. And we're not recovering from them. We've nothing to offer them.
No, but just going back to his interview, I don't know. It must be, as I said, repeating myself, but it must be really, really difficult for him to come out and have to kind of talk about that shite every week, and he's just so disappointed, and he keeps referring to the fact that they're working so well on things, and and I know that's a cliche. Every manager says it. Training's been great during the week and all. Like, you're never going to come out and go, training was a load of bollocks during the week. I'm not surprised we lost. He's never going to say that. You know what I mean? But it just.
It'd be good though, wouldn't it? It'd be
Yeah, imagine him, look. Oh yeah, training was absolutely pathetic all week. I knew we were going to lose. That'd be fucking hilarious. But I just felt, I don't know, there was something off about that interview, and I just felt odd and weird, and he looked uncomfortable, and I presume it's, as you say, it's just week after week after week having to come out, and he's not even defending it anymore, and he's not throwing players under the bus, but there seems to be a little bit of, not indifference, but he was angry there. I think it was after the Pats game. He seemed really annoyed. Like, he didn't seem that annoyed the other night, but he just seemed a little bit like, yeah, what can you do, kind of thing. That's the vibe I got off him anyway.
It's a bit of that, but you have to remember he's doing more than one interview as well, so he's probably a bit fed up repeating himself.
Yeah, I got the vibe. I got that vibe in both interviews that I seen. One was LOI TV and one was LMFM, and both of them I got the same kind of vibes.
Well, he's just, as we've kind of said, he's repeating what he's been saying the last few weeks. Like, so yeah, he's probably, as you said, broken record. But I wouldn't read too much into the media, like, especially you're right after the match as well when them interviews have been held. You're on a bit of a downer anyway.
Yeah, no, I know, and I don't read too much into them, to be totally honest with you. But they're just, it's kind of interesting to see where his kind of head's at. But like, he is an emotional fella, Kev. We know that. Like, we've seen it over the years. Like, he does get excited at times, and I like that about him. I mean, he's very human, and he's, I do notice he's getting a fair bit of fair bit of fucking slagging off various other teams online and that about his interviews at this point, because I'd say they are a bit entertaining now if you're not a Drogheda fan.
Yeah, he just sounds fed up, doesn't he, lads? Like, he just, and I wonder, is this him trying to get to the board, like trying to get to the owners? Look, lads, something has to change here. Something has to give. Like, we need more, but it's just not working. I'm sure they're listening to his interviews. I'd imagine somebody is.
Well, I hope they are.
Yeah, and like relay it back, but he sounds fed up. He sounds like he's tried everything, he's doing everything, and it's just not happening.
That's a good.
Yeah.
Go on, sorry.
No. Just say this transfer window's just going to make or break him now.
Yeah, 100%. Is there anyone on the ground from Trivelas around the place? Permanently? No, not permanently. Was there even temporarily? Like, are they around the club at all? I wouldn't have a clue.
I don't think so.
I think they pop over a few times a year, maybe. But then you'd have Rian, the CEO, reporting directly to Trivelas, as far as I'm aware.
Right.
But I mean, he hasn't a fucking notion about football. He has no football background, like.
Rian? Yeah. He used to work for Shamrock Rovers.
Okay. Is he the fella I'm thinking about? No, is he local? Tim Feckin or somewhere?
No,
that's different.
You're the commercial manager.
Oh, sorry. So who is this guy, Rian? What's his job?
He's the chief executive officer of Drogheda United, so he kind of runs the show basically, and then reports everything up to Trivelas.
Yeah, he basically runs it day to day, doesn't he? He's a 9 to 5 man.
Yeah.
So he's like Trivelas' sort of eyes and ears on the ground.
Yeah, he's like the direct contact for them. Like, if they have any issue or anything, they go to him directly, I'd imagine, and then he passes it down or whatever, gets it sorted.
Right. Okay. It's interesting how these things work. I just find it slightly bizarre. Like, that does, like, yeah. Look, that's probably the norm for the way these do.
I'd imagine it is, like.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Unless the owner is also the chairman of the club, or the CEO, effectively the CEO. Like, you take an example with Chelsea, that American fucker that owns them. Like, he only pops in there for games. He's not there on a daily basis. Like.
Okay. So you would imagine, right, well, just past the halfway point of the season, and whoever is calling the shots up there in Trivelas' absence is going to have to put some sort of, halfway through the season sort of progress report, let them know how we're getting on and blah, 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 blah. So, Trivela are very, very aware of what's going on up there. And I would imagine you're right, which I think you said it there, Richie. There's definitely a bit of a cry, not a cry, but not even a cry for help, but there's definitely something coming out of Kev. You're getting the vibe off him that he's putting it out there that we're pinned to our collar, we've loads of injuries, we're walking off a fucking shoestring here, we need help.
Yeah, we just need more. And I know I did say there a couple of weeks ago 2 or 3 players now, but I think we need a little bit more now than that at this stage.
Sounds like 5.
Yeah, I'd quite happily get another two midfielders in, maybe 3 if you could. Look, probably won't. That's probably not going to happen. But
I don't think they get that many.
no, I don't think so.
If you get that many in, how long is it going to take them to actually, or what time is it going to take them to gel in? Like,
yeah, well, that's fair enough. But if you get League of Ireland players in who play this league, they'll gel in straight away. You know the league. Like, if you're getting 3 lads in from England or 3 lads from America or 1 from Europe, I think then you're in trouble. You're not going to gel 3 or 4 of them in.
yeah, well, it depends. Some players are different.
But yeah, look, as I said, I don't think we get that. I'd personally like to see 3 more in, plus another striker, if not 2 strikers. I wouldn't be too concerned if we got nobody in at the back now. I think they'd be fine. I know we're struggling there, but I think if we got a couple of midfielders in to retain the ball better, which we spoke about before, you'd be taking the pressure off them. So I wouldn't be too bothered knocking any more defenders in.
I don't know. Yeah, I don't think you're going to bring in somebody at this point of the season and drop Conor Kane and throw someone in there and somebody that's going to just hit the ground running. I mean, right back, left back, they're tough positions to bring players in. But we're definitely lacking. Lads. Like that performance the other night at times was just, and it wasn't the worst performance in the world. Again, watching back highlights and watching the game live and, reading reports about it and all that, we were fucking toothless. And we hadn't a shot on target apart from the ball that hit the crossbar. And apparently that's not even a shot on target because it hits the crossbar. But, that was a great chance to go 1-1. But I think if we had got anything out of that game, it would have been robbery.
Yeah, they didn't deserve to win. They were the better team.
Yeah.
Yeah, like, definitely do add a better team, but they're shit. And they still beat them. Like,
They've so much more quality than us, though. That can get you through games.
Oh, yeah, no, look, I'm definitely not knocking them now. They deserve to win. We didn't deserve to win it, but they're definitely beatable on. You could go up there and beat them now, you could.
Depends which Derry turn up, like the Derry that beat Bows or the Derry that fucking lost to Galway.
Yeah, they're bit Jacqueline and Hyde, aren't they?
Yeah, we got them on the half decent night, I think.
Half decent night, yeah. But it's just, it's nothing's happening for us. Nothing's working for us. Like, you can only walk so hard. Like, walking so hard will only get you so far. You do need quality then. You need a bit of magic. You need that game changer. A couple of game changers, not just one. And like,
even a bit of luck would be nice, which we don't seem to be getting much of.
Bit of luck, yeah. We're definitely not on our side this season. But, yeah, I don't know. Something has to change quickly. Because I don't think this team is going to do anything now going forward. I just can't see it changing.
Well, Richie, right, you reference walking hard there when you go through the game, and some of the chances that Derry had were just literally coughed up on a play by us. Like the first chance that your man is Olianka, like they just literally walked through us, and then Shane Farrell had a pull at him and tried to pull him down, and he was fucking lucky. I presume he got a yellow for that. I'm not even sure. I can't remember on the night, but only for it was a terrible, terrible effort. They were a goal up within a couple of minutes, and you could just see the panic setting in. There was 3 or 4 Drogheda players in the box. He just saw it was in the middle of the park. There was no one anywhere near him, and then he was gone in a flash. And all Farrell can do is grab onto his jersey and pull him out of it. And you're just going, oh, here we go again. Like, there's hard work, and then there's like, a bit of nous and a bit of fucking talent in there, but there just didn't seem to be hardly any of anything the other night. It was just so flat. And we never looked like grabbing the game by the scruff of the neck. And I text you during the match about the amount of times that we just booted the ball out of play into nothing, gave possession back to them. And I don't know how we expect to win football matches, especially away from home, and especially against Derry, say, Shells or Bows, take your pick. But there's a lot of talent in these teams, even when they're not playing well. Like, Shells aren't playing that great at the moment. Derry is certainly not having a great season. But, they do have players in that side that are extremely talented. And, we can say that they weren't great the other night. But if we kind of put that kind of performance in any week, that would be a bloody best performance of the season. Do you know what I mean? They owned the football for a lot of the game. Nice little passes. There was lovely build-up play. They had 3-4 good chances. Dennison had to make a couple of saves and all that. I think that's the kind of performance that we would absolutely love. It's easy for us to sit here and say that Derry were fairly shy too, but in comparison to the way we played, they were fucking great.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's just like, I just can't put my finger on it. What is, like, there's so much going wrong, isn't there? Just, like, you said, right, there's a lot of luck going against us, but you don't win football matches by being lucky. Like,
you do sometimes.
Sometimes, of course you do, but you know what I'm trying to say. Like, overseas, you need that.
It's not clicking most of the time, it seems.
It's not clicking, yeah. And like I've said it here before, like I think they are good players. Like, am I wrong in saying that? Like, I think
it's a better team than we had last year, yeah.
Yeah. And I've seen a few comments, and I know you were a few lads the other night about it. Like, the players we got rid of and replaced with this year are better. The players are better that we brought in this year that we replaced last year.
I disagree. Owen Lamb, Darren Markey, no way.
Are you going to go? Yeah, right, Darren Markey, right. But I think Kavanagh's as good, right? Maybe Darren Markey is a little bit better, but I think Kavanagh was a good replacement for Darren Markey.
Kavanagh got more goals and assists already this year than Markey had with us last year, and playing in a team that's performing worse.
I would still, if I was given the choice, I would have retained Darren Markey and left Kavanagh out if I had that choice. And maybe that's because things were going better for us when Markey was in the team. Maybe it's not down to that position, but I don't know. But I think Owen Lamb is the fucking glaringly obvious. Like, we are missing him big time.
Yeah, but we didn't get rid of him ourselves.
I know that. I know.
Well, like,
you're basically talking about one player that we've lost.
Say that again?
You're basically talking about one player that we've lost, and we probably replaced him with the best player we could have in Kavanagh. The rest of the lads that left and all that wouldn't really, like Luke Heaney, we know what Luke's about, but he wasn't much of a loss to the team, I don't think.
No, and we took in Ian O'Brien, which in my opinion is better.
Yeah.
Like, you got rid of Barwa.
Yeah, he was just too.
O'Brien, lads, O'Brien, I think there was one week where I thought he was top class, and then I haven't fucking seen him since. I know he's got that little injury and all that, but he was there playing the other night, and what did he do? Nothing.
Yeah,
I think we're over-egging how good he is.
Yeah, I did say that a couple of weeks ago now. I think he has to do more, alright, but I think there's definitely a footballer there.
Yeah.
Now,
I just think he's probably not fully fit. They're easing him back from the injury.
In my opinion,
especially with a groin injury as well, they can be kind of tricky.
Yeah, no, that's fair, and I'm not having a go, but I just don't think we can be singing his praises too much on the basis of one really good 90 minutes, because that's really all I've seen, to be totally honest with you. And I thought he was class, and I thought, this guy's there's a proper baller in here, and he's what we're looking for, somebody who can retain possession of the ball and, pick a pass. But he's just been unlucky then, right, with that injury. But I really didn't see much from him the other night, and I'm of the opinion that Buckner's probably our best player at the minute.
He's definitely our most
Last couple of games, yeah, probably right.
player, isn't he?
He just goes for it, lads. He just runs, puts the head down and runs. And, you know, he made that chance for Olua the other night. It was a lovely move from him. Lovely pass in, quite deceiving. You didn't think he was going to do that. And he puts it on a sixpence for Olua. And he was unlucky, he hit the crossbar. But I mean, that's literally all you can look at from that game the other night and be anyway positive, if you ask me. There was nothing else. There was one or two other half chances here and there, but nothing really.
Yeah. Well, I don't know. As I said, I just can't put my finger on what's going wrong with them.
I don't know, is it too much chopping and changing? Now that's probably not by design, it's just due to injuries and stuff. That probably hasn't helped the cohesiveness of the team.
Yeah, when you look back, Owen, there was not last season, season before that, when Doherty would nearly slog the 11 lads, wouldn't he, every week, the same 11 lads.
Yeah.
And we were getting results, man. We were doing okay. And lads were lashing Doherty out of it for that. He plays the same 11 lads every week.
Yeah.
You can't
win.
What's that?
He can't win, like, that's what some people.
And I know we've a lot of injuries this year and we're swapping and changing and he's swapping between the keepers and that and the centre halves but I don't know. I just do you two really think one player coming into this team is going to change their season?
Not one player, no.
No, I think you're looking at 3 or 4 players coming in to change this season. And that's going to be a dramatic change, isn't it?
It even might just give the squad a kick up the holes and hold on, there's lads coming in now, I need to up my game to be guaranteed to start. So it might improve them a bit.
Yeah. As I said, I'd love to get Sean Boyd in and he'd be a great option. But is he going to turn our season? Just that one player?
Well, you'd be optimistic if you brought him in. He would get a few goals, but I think the main thing, and we've been saying it like a broken record, it's somebody that can hold on to the ball and bring in Olua and Doyle and whoever else is on the pitch at the time. Do you know what I mean? So we're not losing possession of the football, and he's big and awkward for set pieces and all that, and I think we're lacking that. Conor Keeley scored, what, 6 or 7 bloody goals last year. You know, those goals have kind of dried up. I think he's got 1 this year, you know, so we do need more goals from around the pitch. Has Ryan scored 1 this year? I think he has. You know, obviously Mark Doyle's up there with his 9 goals and he's nearly top scorer in the division apart from I think Tommy Lonigan's on 10 now after beating Crabtown the other night. But we definitely need goals in the team, Richie, but we need somebody up there that can hold that ball up.
Yeah.
That's massive.
Oh yeah, and he'd be definitely the man for that, like, I have no doubt about it. But there's only so much kicking the ball up to him for 90 minutes that he's going to try and hold on to. He's not going to do it for 90 minutes. He's not superhuman. Like, to me personally, I think we need 2 more midfielders in there. That's going to push O'Brien and push Farrell and Godden and Ryan.
Godden's been poor as well, lads. Like, I mean, he's not the answer.
No.
He just isn't. I'm sorry, he isn't. Like, I mean,
at the minute he's not. No, at the minute he hasn't done anything. That's not saying he can't or it won't change for him, but at the minute he's not. No.
So we don't have the fucking time to give him, Richie. We've only got another what? How many home games have we left? 3 or 4. Like, you know what I mean? We're in the shit, and we're in it now. Like, without being a drama queen, we are in the shit, and we're in it now, and we need it to change. This Friday against Bowes, we need it to change.
Yeah, agree with you 100%. Yeah, we don't have time now for this, and that's what I say. There's no point bringing in. Oh, this fella's got potential, and he's going to be good. This fella's going to be good. We don't need that. We need players who are good now, who are going to change our season, starting this Friday night. So,
but right, if we put 2 and 2 together now, you'd love to see lads with League of Ireland experience coming in that know the league, they can hit the ground running, and they're good players. that's nigh on impossible to do that in a July window. Like, if they're good players in the League of Ireland, they're already with teams. If we can get a couple of loaners in from, say, Rovers and Pats and players that are on the periphery at the top of the league, they might loan them out to us, considering we're at the other end of the table. And then they won't be able to play against them. It'll be the usual carry on. But, I mean, what sort of... We're going to get the begging bowl out now and go to some of them clubs, because, as you said, you don't want to be bringing in lads from England that don't know the league, or God forbid any more Americans that don't know the league. I think there's enough of that crack has happened already. Which leads me to the question, boys. Is this Kevin's decision, who he wants to bring in? Is there somebody else making football decisions for a football club? Or is it all down to Kevin Barra and you know, do you know what I'm saying?
I'd like to think that he is having a say on these signings.
I think wasn't it said before, like, we won't sign a player unless Kev's happy about it. I think that was the like Kev will be directed towards players and look at them, but if he doesn't want to sign them, they won't be signed.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't think we're at that stage yet that a club's going to decide what player comes in. I don't think we're there. I think that's something you see in the English Premier League.
Yeah,
That's
I wouldn't say
director
there's
of
too many
football
clubs.
shite.
Yeah, and they're looking at a sell-on value on it. Like, this fella's got a lot of sponsorship deals, and he's going to be great for selling our jerseys, and he's got millions of Instagram viewers, so he's going to be great for our club, isn't he? And that's how they're signing these players. I don't think that's League of Ireland.
But did I pick it up wrong then? Somebody commented the other day, and I know it's social media and it's a cesspit and there's a million comments a day, but, you know, people might invent these things in their own head, but somebody happened to say that kind of crack was going on at Walsall.
Really, yeah, I didn't see that now.
Yeah, I read that. I know they have sacked a couple of managers, haven't they, in the last year or two?
I've also read that we've been laundering money for Walsall, so that's some of the sort of shit you hear online about them.
Laundering money? Cool.
That's, yeah.
But, no, I definitely would like to think Donnelly is signing these players. But look, it's a situation that the owners have got themselves into. We shouldn't be in this situation at the start of the season. As I said, give them a bigger budget at the start of the season and he wouldn't have been in this situation. Now they find themselves in it. You know? Like, wouldn't it be a disaster for them now to get if the club got relegated? That the money they're after pumping in.
That's a really good question, Richie. Would it actually be a disaster for Trivela? Or would it make zero difference to them?
Yeah.
I don't think they'd pull out.
No.
They'd probably reduce budget, I'd imagine, and it will impact us going forward in terms of recruiting players. But yeah, it wouldn't be the worst. Wouldn't be the end game, like, if that happened.
But it'd be definitely a couple of steps back on.
Yes, we step backwards, but look, you can rebuild again in the first division if worst case scenario. We're not there yet, though. We're still 5 points ahead of Waterford.
Yeah, no, definitely not. No, that's definitely getting way too far ahead of ourselves. But as I said, they are in a situation now, and they put themselves in this situation. And now this window coming, they're going to have to increase the budget and try and scrape in players where they could have had all this done at the start of the season with a better budget and a better squad.
I think they did increase the budget on last year anyway, didn't they?
Yeah, ahead it wasn't much on. Ahead thought he wanted more and he didn't get it. But
look, he would be doing his job if he didn't ask for more. Like, that's.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Look,
I think every manager. If you ask Stephen Bradley, would you want a bigger budget? He'd be asking for a bigger budget. Like.
Yeah.
That's just football. Like, but yeah, look, they're probably just. They never said they were going to pump a load of money into the playing squad. They spend money off the pitch, like, but maybe they're just planning gradual increases. Look, maybe they need to speed it up a bit, get more money in now. Like, but look, we'll see what happens over the next month. It might tell you a thing or two.
Yeah, no, like, you're definitely right. They never said that, and they're going to put massive money in, and people knew that. But you still have to have a good product to make money. And a good product off the pitch, like the whole build up to a game, the whole sponsorship thing around, and nobody's going to sponsor a team that's shit or that's down in the dumps or down in Division 1, you know, you have to still invest money in a budget to get a good product on the pitch. Then you can build everything around that. Like, at the end of the day, people won't show up to watch shit football, lads, in Division 1 football.
No, they won't, right? But there's a couple. You're after raising a load of points there, lads, and one of them is like, you're right. They never come in and said we're going to throw a load of money at this, but did they come in and say that we're going to do this gradually? We're not going to increase the playing budget by a massive amount. I don't remember that being said, but I do know that that's the narrative around it. We all think that that was said. I'm not sure whether that was said exactly that. And what new owner comes into any football club and comes out and says, I'm going to pump a ton of money into this, except for your man O'Doherty in Derry, which has shot himself in the face by doing that. Like, you know what I mean? The pressure that's on them now, because he came out and basically said, you know, I've put enough money into this. We need to be going and winning the league. He sat down and said that right next to James McLean pre-season press conference, like, which is absolutely crazy. Trivelas have said nothing of the sort, but, you know, you would wonder what the modus operandi is. What way are they trying to, and I would actually love for them to come out and tell us, because I think there's a lot of disquiet around at the moment. There's a lot of people fucking very, very uncomfortable about the position that we're in. We have a reputation now for probably playing the worst football in the league. We look like a banker every fucking week that we're just going to lose games. Everyone's coming up against us now thinking this is 3 points. This is Drogheda we're playing. All the pundits have changed their tune from the beginning of the season. A couple of them had us down there, but now I think the vast majority of them are thinking, except probably Garrett McGlynn on News Talk a few weeks ago, but most of them are thinking that we're gone. And you can't blame them for thinking that way, because it really does look that way. Because just from the performances, we all know Waterford have stepped it up now. They go and beat Craptown away from home. Craptown are the form team in the league. They go and beat them away from home. Sligo was seconds away from beating Shells the other night. And if that had happened, that would have been a seriously bad weekend for us. Like, it was a bad enough weekend with Waterford winning, but if fucking Sligo went and won as well, it would have been an absolute nightmare. Because when you look at our next few games, where do you see points coming from here, lads? Because I can't see any.
Yeah, no, yeah. And we do usually say that, don't we? We can't see where it's coming from, but like a home game is going to be just massive, isn't it? Like I actually can't see us winning away at the minute. Our only hope is at home.
I'm not even that confident about that at all. No, especially Bowles Friday night.
Yeah, no, definitely not. And like you said, that was a massive thing there. You have to say, every team sees us as a banker at the minute.
Yeah, and you can't blame them.
An easy touch.
Yeah,
and I can't believe we've gone like that.
Because we've literally done a complete 360. We've gone from probably the worst team in the league to play. No one wanted to play us. We were a nightmare to play against, and people still complained that we weren't playing champagne football and we weren't passing the ball around like mad and we had no possession and all that. Who gave a fuck? We were getting results and we were enjoying ourselves. Things were going really, really well. So be careful what you wish for. Like, I mean, not that we've tried to change how we play, but just the way we play is not working. And that's the crux of the matter here, is why has things gone so bad? I know we've gone through the change of personnel and players we brought in and players we let go, but the system used to work regardless of what players were on the pitch. Do you know what I mean? It didn't matter who was out injured or whatever. Lads came in and they fitted into the system and everybody knew their role and everybody performed out of their skin every week. Was it just a matter of time before the wheels fell off? Is it just a case of you just can't keep that up?
Yeah, I don't know. What do you think?
I don't know either. Like, thing with this year in particular as well, it's a lot of games are coming down to small margins. Like we could easily have 5 or 6 more points easily from stuff that's gone against us. Like,
we could probably have 5 or 6 more wins on easily.
Yeah, that's saying, like, and then like we're not even having these conversations if those things go our way. Like, it's ridiculously tight. There's no room to hide. Look, I think that I said at the start of the year, I think we'd finish 7th. Like, we're 8th at the minute. That's like, I think people had, Kev mentioned it in his interview about expectations. So I do think a lot of people still had unrealistic expectations. Look, we're not playing well at the minute, but we're not losing 3 or 4 games in a row either. Still a long way to go.
Yeah, but would you not be worried, Owen, as what Greg just said there, that what everybody's banker at the minute? We are a soft touch.
We are a bit of soft touch, but you say it's about Waterford. They've conceded 44 goals this year.
Yeah.
Yeah, the bottom of the league.
Yeah.
Exactly.
We're not bottom of the league, though.
You know what I mean? Are we capable of going down to Dundalk and beating Dundalk 3-2 from 2-0 down?
No.
Probably not, but
no.
If you decided we're capable of beating the Shells away, you'd say no, but we did that.
Yeah, and it's one of them seasons, it's like 1 step forward, 6 back, isn't it?
I don't know about 6, but yeah, I get what you mean.
Yeah, you know what I mean, though.
That Shells result, lads, was a total and utter freak. It was a complete anomaly. Like, it was just one of them. Everything we hit went in. It was one of them nights. Because we haven't showed that in any other game away from home, especially against the likes of Pats, Rovers, Bows or Shells. We haven't showed anything in any of them games except for that second 45 minutes away in Tolka. And Shells were on their knees as well. They had lost every single not lost, but they hadn't won a home game all season. I mean, I don't know. I appreciate that's a slightly more optimistic view on the whole thing, but it's like, I just can't. I can't see it. I just can't see us. I can't even see us winning. Never mind winning away from home. At the moment, it just can't see us putting together any kind of little run at home, and we don't have many home games left. And if you can't win your home games, you're kind of fucked.
Yeah, I can look back to was it the first game of the season, lads? We played away to Galway. Was that the first game of the season?
Yes.
Yeah.
We won 2-1.
And we didn't deserve that either.
No, we probably didn't deserve. But I tell you, that night, Greg's up. We battled for everything though against a tough Galway team on a shitty night.
Yeah,
and
true.
I remember saying, and I think it was on the podcast. I said, Dotty's after building a team here of another more absolute shitbags and fucking who are dogged and hard to beat, and we're just going to be that team that everybody hates to play, as you said already. And we did it that night. We didn't play well, but by God, we dug in that whole night and we got our rewards. We won 2-1. And that was it. It hasn't happened since.
Yeah.
We haven't played
Greg, you said
at the start of the season.
Yeah. Just say, Greg, you said we don't have many home games left. So we've 14 games altogether. 7 home, 7 away.
Right, 7 games. Okay.
7 and 7, right?
Right, 7 and 7. That's actually slightly more than I thought.
Yeah. He said 3 or 4. I was like, no, we definitely more than that left.
Yeah, no, I don't know what I was thinking now. I think somebody put that again. Fucking Facebook. So we've 7 home games left. 7 home, 7 away. I don't know, to try and put some sort of positive slant on it, we have to, as we said, we don't know who they are, but we're definitely in the market for bringing in a few bodies. And hopefully the kind of players that can kind of turn this around. We know Kevin is capable of it. He did it 2 years ago, bringing in the boys he brought in mid-season where we looked dead and buried. We're actually in a worse position than we are now. So, you know, please God, fingers crossed, it's something that we can pull it off, because you'd take the relegation playoff now, would you?
You say we're worse now than we were 2 years ago?
No, we're in a better position now than we were 2 years ago.
Sorry, took you wrong.
Yeah.
Look, it wouldn't be the end of the world if we end up in that playoff. Like, you'd be confident of beating whoever wins the playoffs in the first division. But there's still a long way to go. Like, still 14 games. You'll have teams distracted by Europe as well, so they could have hangovers. They could slip up. Still a lot of games to be played, lads.
There is, yeah. And you know what? Just on that Europe point there, it's not ideal with the transfer window open, isn't it? Not these clubs in Europe, because they don't want to let players go. The players probably don't want to go. Like, if you're looking at Bows or Rovers or Pats and Shells, you see, right, you could nick one of the 2 of their players this transfer window, they're probably saying, well, now we've got Europe, and the players are probably saying, no, I want to stay for Europe.
Yeah, the only way, like, I think they have to register the squads for Europe, so if a player misses out on that squad,
Right.
then they might be right, I'm going to fuck off. But
Right.
again, I think those squads are quite big anyway. Like, I think Shells, there's one or two Shells players missed out when they were in the groups. But yeah, you don't want to leave a club if they're in Europe, like, even just for the holiday away for a few days, even if you're not playing.
Yeah, but lads, a lot of these players won't have a say in the matter. They'll be told you're out the door. You won't be playing. You know what I mean? You might as well just go, because obviously if they're in contract, how does that work? Obviously they don't have to go anywhere. Would that be right? Am I right in saying that? They don't have to go anywhere. But if a manager says to you, such and such wants you to play, and you'll be playing week in, week out, we want you to go. I mean, you're not going to stay where you're not wanted.
Yeah, it's either that or you basically sit and train on your own till the end of the year.
And that's crazy. That's bad attitude stuff. I don't think anyone
which,
will watch it.
which happens, yeah. It happens.
It does. Yeah, it does.
Yeah, I don't know. It's just, I just think it'd be worrying now if we did get players in with potential, because we don't need potential. We need a few bloody experienced players.
If there was a potential oil in the international, I'd fucking take them.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm kind of veering on the side of what you're getting at, Richie. Lads that maybe that
come a bit of experience.
Yeah, maybe lads that are coming towards the end. They've only got another maybe a year left in them, and they were like top players, but they're just not really getting on the pitch at the minute. And there is a fair few of them. Obviously, we've mentioned lads from Rovers and that before, but there's probably no chance of getting any of them. Like we did get John O'Sullivan last year, really, really good footballer with loads of potential, and we never played him. He didn't get a look in, which was really strange.
And he's actually played it. He's made a few appearances for Rovers this season.
Yeah, he has, yeah.
You know,
he plays left wing back sometimes as well.
Yeah, isn't his brother there, isn't it, as well? He's a brother there, doesn't he?
Is it Corey?
I don't know. Corey, yeah.
But even the your man Conor Malley, like, he hasn't seemed to got a look in at all.
He played the other night.
Did he?
Yeah, because I was looking out for him and he was on the pitch. He had a great chance.
Right, okay.
Yeah, Gary O'Neill's the one, obviously, he's recovering from cancer, but he'd be great in midfield addition for us, I think.
Yeah, absolutely.
If we could get him.
And then, did you even like see a man, Trevor Clark there? Like, Trevor Clark's great experience, League of Ireland player. You know,
problem is he's fucking injured most of the time.
Yeah, and like, I suppose we have spoke with this already. It's just not that easy, isn't it? Not?
No. It's not, but lads, we have to look at and we've spoke about this before, the position we're in and the location that we're in. If any of these lads want to go out on loan and play football for the rest of the season, obviously they're not going to go to Bows, they're not going to go to Pats, they're not going to go to Shells even, because they're all sort of competing up the same end. And they're not even going to go to Craptown because they're obviously up that end of the table at the moment. And Drogheda's a prime location for them to go. It's only down the road. They could stay where they're living. You know what I mean? They don't have to relocate. They don't have to do any of that shite. So if there is players on the market that want to go out on loan, I think we're prime candidates to try and sign them. Because obviously a lot of them won't want to go to Waterford and Galway and Sligo, move down there and do all that business. They could come and play with Drogheda, train out in Rathout and play the home games at United Park. Perfect.
Yeah, no, it is ideal that way, isn't it?
It really is, like.
Yeah, but...
Yeah, but...
As I was saying, like, all this should have been done at the start of the season. Like, they should have been looking at these players at the start of the season. Right? And I know it goes back to money again. But you have to spend some money to get these players in, to get you into the next stage of where you want to be. And that's like, and the owners have put themselves in this situation. Now you're looking at loaning these young lads. Now you're looking at players from England who are unknown. And you're taking a chance on them. And then all of a sudden, well, it's Doherty's fault. But, you know what I mean? It's such and such fault. Like, you do this at the start of a season, and right, likes of Aaron Green, we were linked with Aaron Green at the start of the season.
Right.
What a signing he would have been for us.
Oh God, yeah.
Oh,
But
I
you said it.
for good money.
No, absolutely, Richie, and that relates to what I'm going to say. You said it. It's the $1 million question. Like, where do the owners want us to be? Like, they've never really come out and spoke about this since all the crap that happened last year. You know what I mean? We hear from Kevin, and we hear that he even said it in his interview with David the other night, LMFM. He kind of had a bit of a go at Trivela. And he goes, no, I'm not turning into that. I've been backed. Like, he was very, very adamant that he wasn't going to have a go at Trivela. You've seen that in the interview yourselves.
Mm.
Do you know what I mean? Obviously, he's not going to come out and go, yeah, I'm pissed off, I wasn't given enough money. He's not going to have a go at them in public or anything like that, and that's fucking grand, it's obvious. But they've never come out and really said, like, this is our objective, this is what we want. Like, you the owners in Waterford there at the beginning of the season saying we really want to go and try and qualify for Europe. Everyone laughed when it's not going to happen, you know what I mean? And you have other club owners coming out and saying what their objectives are. Ayers come out and talk about, we're going to get a new stadium, we're going to get a bar license, we're going to put a DJ into the bar, and they talk about all the stuff in and around the infrastructure of the football club itself. Women's football, we've spoke about this a million times. All of that stuff is really, really positive, but they've never actually said what their objectives are, sort of, on the pitch. Like, we've fucking performed out of our skin over the last few years, performed way above ourselves as far as budgets go. Blue in the face saying this about Kevin. He's performed miracles on a shoestring. But what? So the Trivela think, right? Well, no, Kevin's doing really, really well on the budget that he has. We'll up it a little bit, the incremental percentage every year, and he'll keep performing miracles. Or are they happy enough, thinking, right? Well, we're struggling now, but we should be struggling because of the budget that we're on, because they know exactly what budget every single club is spending every year, and obviously they know what they're putting in. So again, hypotheticals. I'm just throwing this out there. But would you imagine that they are happy with what's going on?
No, they couldn't be.
So why don't people can do something about it?
Yeah, and there's no point having a good DJ or a good bar in Division 1, because you're not going to have the crowd there to enjoy it.
Oh, Jesus.
I'd rather have a better midfielder than a good DJ.
Yeah, right, fair enough.
No, but you're right. You're 100%. Like, everything they've done, improving the ground and the club and the running of it, has been top level. Like, it's really brought us into that professional side of the game.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I don't think they've done that with the team, with the squad, and they haven't backed out, in my opinion. They haven't. So,
Owen?
Wouldn't say they haven't backed him, but compared to other managers in the league, he's working off a lower budget, yeah. He's on a hell of a lot more budget than he was when he started with us. Obviously, full time now. Yeah, obviously, you'd hope the plan is to increase it, but again, it's gradual, it's not. Even Trivelas themselves, they don't work in like years. They say they work in blocks of 5 or 10 years in terms of progression and stuff, so.
Yeah.
Slow and steady, I think, is the progress. That's what I've heard of them anyway.
Well, Owen, will slow and steady and walk in blocks of 5 and 10 years keep it in the Premier Division?
It might not, but you can always change those plans as you work along. Like.
So do you reckon they'd be quite happy? Not quite happy, but would you say they wouldn't mind us being relegated to Division 1?
Well, they'd obviously rather us in the Premier League in terms of generating revenue and stuff, yeah.
Because I tell you, there's no way you're getting a full house without any type of decent player in Division 1 football.
No, I'd say if we got 1,000 people in the ground for Division 1, we'd be doing well.
Yeah. And then
I'd say we probably would, because compared to last time we were in Division 1, the club's a lot bigger now, so we probably still would, but let's hope that doesn't happen.
No, look, if years gone by are anything to judge by own, the sporting public in Drogheda are seriously fickle.
I wouldn't say it's just Drogheda either. It's just in general, I think.
I don't know. Look, our near neighbours up the road, like they were getting decent crowds last year. I know they were winning the division at a canter, and if we were to do that, maybe you would. Maybe you would fill your home end if you were winning every week, because maybe that's what people are just kind of looking for. They're just looking for that little bit of success, and even if that was in Division 1, you still might get decent crowds. But obviously there's no away crowds. The away crowds are absolutely fucking joke. Like, it's horrible. Even talking about this is making me sick. I don't want to go back down to that division. I hate it.
No, either do I.
I fucking hate it.
Like, it's
a slog, alright.
Oh, it's cat.
Like, I'd always look at that. Like, a club that's doing well is a club that has a good following on a Friday night, good gates, good money coming through the turnstiles. You know, that's money coming into the club every week. That's how you get better players on the pitch. Good turnaround. You know, like, you're going into Division 1, like best luck attracting good players as well back to the team.
Oh, misery.
It is, and you know, I can't see how they think that should be like, oh, that's okay. We just carry on as normal if it's Division 1 football. I couldn't see that being a plan.
I'm not saying it's a plan, but
no, but
it's a possibility. Like,
yeah, but it shouldn't be a possibility. Oh, like there should be nothing to kick on each year. Right, you're doing all the great work around the club. We've now got 8 full-time staff members running the club. Brilliant. For the club's full-time, or the team's full-time. Brilliant. But they're not matching it on the pitch though. And right, if it's going to be 4 or 5 years, fair enough. But I don't think we'd survive 4 or 5 years like this in this Premier League.
it's hard to know. Like, you look at Spurs in the Premier League, one of the higher budgets in the league, they nearly got relegated. Like, just nothing's a certainty in football. Like,
No, look, maybe we're way off the mark here. Maybe that's not the way they're thinking at all. Maybe this window they're going to pump a bit more money into it and get that what he wants.
I wouldn't say they're thinking about it, but I'd imagine they've thought of that scenario. What if this happens? But not like they're not planning for it. And they're doing like, what will we do best to keep the club progressing? Obviously, you want them in the higher division. You want them getting closer to European football as they can. So they probably saw the budget last year, so we nearly got Europe last year. We'll up it a bit and see how it goes. Obviously, it hasn't worked out.
So, do you reckon they're going to up it more now?
But that, as we said a few minutes ago, that's not fucking good enough. That, like, you know, right, we were playing.
Well, it was nearly good enough last year to get us Europe.
Yeah, but it was an anomaly. Like, obviously we were top of the league for ages and ages, you know, at the beginning of the season, and we kept on drawing away from home and even winning away from home and putting in these monster performances. We were playing above ourselves. You can't continue to play above yourself year after year. It's going to catch up on you, and eventually you're going down. Do you know what I mean? Kev's not a miracle worker, and some of the performances from some of the players over the last couple of years were just phenomenal. Obviously, the second half of the season 2 years ago, like, we really stepped it up, and we were absolutely brilliant. But you can't keep banking on that. You have to bring in quality, and you have to throw money into this poxy thing. And again, we said this before, we don't want them coming in and doing what we did before, like hedging all our bets and pumping in millions and millions to try and win something. But you want us to be competitive on the pitch. Because if we're not competitive on the pitch, all we get is just this negativity, and the crowds will start dwindling, and you're down fighting for your life year in, year out. Because I know we're quite positive about maybe we're going to get a stadium fairly soon, but that could be 10 years away, 5 years away. We can't do this for the next 5 years on this budget. We have to invest more on the pitch now, and it's an investment for the future. Because if we do invest a few bob now and get some sort of success on the pitch, and when I say success, I mean, you know, putting in decent performances, battling mid-table, maybe trying to look towards a European spot instead of this where we are now at the moment and where we were 2 years ago. It is going to catch up on us, and I think that would be a big investment on their behalf when we get our new stadium built. You know, there's going to be a real good energy and a good vibe about the place. I'd say the crowds will go up if we're continually putting in decent seasons like we did last year. I think that's an investment that's worth putting in from Trivela, rather than the bare minimum just to keep us on the pitch and keep us from getting relegated. They're billionaires. They're not going to lose out anything. They have the money. So why not put it on some more money on the pitch? They're fucking loaded, like.
Yeah. No, I agree.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. Like, exactly. They have to put more money on the pitch. They have to.
What's the reason not to? Can you think of a reason not to, any of you?
No, I couldn't.
Owen?
No.
Well,
strict budgeting. They need to loosen a bit, but they said they've increased it the last couple of years, but obviously it's probably not enough.
So is everyone else.
Well, you know, Sligo didn't. That's one.
It's like inflation, isn't it? You know what I mean? Right, okay, Sligo didn't.
Yeah, generally, the wages have gone through the roof for players in the league, so.
I just don't think it can carry on. As I said earlier, I just don't think it's a good product. If you want fans in Turnstile, you want sponsorship, and am I being wrong here? But it's not how you make money as a football club.
Commercially, yeah.
Commercially good, as I said, a good product on the pitch. Like, people are going to, I'm not watching that shit. I'm not sponsoring this week's match, so that shit. I'm not going up this Friday night, so. And lads, I've heard a few people saying this, couldn't we bother going this Friday? So they're playing shit. Like, I've heard that from lads. And I'm like, oh my God, it's not
That's what we talk about, people being fickle, like, that's.
And then we're at a stage now, and like, I don't know about you, but every Friday night I'm looking at the results. How's Watford doing? How's Sligo doing? That's all I'm thinking about.
Yeah. It's not nice.
We shouldn't be looking over our shoulder. We should have kicked on from last season. Like, they're not fucking there on the brink of death. About to collapse as a whole club. And for some reason they come out of it right. That's another night's podcast maybe, but they're actually ahead of us now. On the pitch. And in the league. Like, we should have kicked on from them. We should have kicked away from Sligo, from Galway, from Waterford. Right, fair enough. The Dublin clubs are different grade because they've got massive numbers and that big money. But we should be kicking ahead of them few teams after last season. We didn't.
We should have, but football doesn't always work that way either.
Yeah, but
Galway are backed by millionaires as well.
Yeah, but you only get what you put into it, and they didn't put enough into it. And they're getting the rewards at the minute. They're getting out of it what they're putting into it on the pitch.
Trivela, you mean?
Yeah, Trivelas, yeah. They're getting the return product of what they're paying for. They're just about keeping their head afloat they are on the pitch.
And do you reckon, like, regardless of what happens now between now and the end of this season, like, the first half of this season will have to be considered an absolute, like, an abject failure, bringing in a load of young American lads into this team, like, that were unproven in, never mind just in European football, in Irish football or European football, but they were kind of unproven. They were playing, you know, college football over there. Like, none of them was actually playing like high level American football. They all come in from fairly low down the, not sure what way American football is actually structured, American soccer or whatever the fuck they call it, but you know what I mean? None of these lads were really known to anybody, like. So how we got them in, I don't know, but that has to be considered a bit of a failure. Yeah. There's too many of them come in at once.
Too early to tell, I think, for some of them.
I'm just saying the first half of the season.
Well, yeah, but then you've the likes of Ethan O'Brien, who's had a serious injury. He's missed basically half the season. Buckner, again, had injuries. Barney had injuries as well. It's hard to kind of move to a new country and establish yourself and have injuries as well.
Well, then why bring them all in at once then? maybe that was the risk. Maybe that was the wrong decision. Maybe we needed to be bringing in a couple of these lads, but then trying to sign. And I know you're going to tell me now that we probably tried to, but
You say bring in a couple, we only brought in 3.
Buckner, Borney, Ethan O'Brien, and then Godden say, I know he's not from the States, but, again, unproven, non-league footballer.
Yeah. Owen Lamb was unproven.
He was, and he was a success. But that's my point.
Yeah.
We brought in too many.
He was, lads. But you know what? I go back to say the start of the season now. If Doherty had the choice and had the budget of picking an Aaron Green over Jason Buckner, who's he picking?
Green.
I think he's bringing in Green. If he had the budget for it, if he had the money for it. And he's not.
Yeah, probably.
His hands are tied with these players he has to bring in because he's trying to get this budget right. And remember, he had to also look after the players that was there already. He had to spend budget out on them too, on their wages.
Yeah. Sorry, lads, I actually have to jump off. Right, we're going to beat Bows 2-0.
Right.
I'll talk to you Friday, right?
Thanks, Owen. See you later.
Right on, go on, good luck.
Right, Richie, we can be really negative now. He's gone.
Yeah, I know. Well, no, look, it is. It's as you were saying, definitely the first half of the season has to be put down as a failure, football-wise.
Yeah, it does, Richie. And look, I know where Owen's coming from, and he always tries to probably throw a bit more of a positive slant on it. Like, there has been a lot of injuries, and there has been an awful lot of bad luck. And, we haven't even mentioned all the off-the-pitch crap that we've had to deal with from the beginning of the year. But it's probably a good time, just before we go, just to throw it out there as well. Like, there's potential for some more off-the-pitch madness because, there was a bit of a panic the other day, and it was always going to come if Joey O'Brien got the sack. A load of people jumping to the conclusion that Shells might be in for Kevin. Like, what's your thoughts on that?
Yeah, look, there was always going to be that because he's an ex-player and he obviously he has managed them before. Like, a lot of people probably don't realise that Kevin managed them in Division 1.
Ex-manager, yeah.
Manager, so he's been there. He knows the club. He's a Shell man. Let's be honest about it. Now he's probably a Drogheda man now as well. He's put so much into us.
Yeah,
but he is. He's a player, and he was a great player. Like a lot of people would remember him playing. He was a great player for Shells.
Yeah, absolutely.
You're always going to have that connection, but I tell you what, it's not going to help him. Like, the style of football that we're playing, like, you've seen it yourself and you read it. Like, Shells fans are saying, no, we don't want that style of football.
Yeah, but I thought that was funny. Like, the argument would have to be, lads, he's not going to bring that style of play with him if he has your squad and your budget. Like, you know what I mean? He's playing that way because it's the only way that we can survive. Because we can't go toe to toe with anybody.
No, and that's what I keep saying. Like, if Drogheda back them with us and give them, right, are we going to get the same kind of squad that Shells have at the minute? No. But give them a bit more and let them be a bit more adventurous, and then you could question him then if he wasn't producing the results. But look, you're always going to get that. I don't think he'll go to Shells. I'd say they're going to look somewhere else.
Yeah.
Stephen Wright, wasn't it?
Obviously there's two sort of ways of looking at it. Like, I don't think he's the kind of profile manager that Shelbourne want to bring in. You can see, some of the names that are mentioned, like Rice and different people, like that, they are kind of looking for a bit of a higher profile fella. Maybe that's coming over from the UK, probably Irish, but walking over and, who's your man? He's with Brentford, he's set piece coach at Brentford and all that. And these are the kind of fellas that Shells can kind of dip into that market because they seem to have a pot of gold there. Like, and I'm not sure who owns that football club or where the money's coming from, but they don't seem to be stuck for money.
No, that's what I wouldn't be too worried about, because I think they can go and spend a few quid on a manager and get a high profile manager in. Now look, right, is a high profile manager going to be the answer? You just don't know. If you're talking about experience and knowing the league inside out, God, he knows the league inside out, doesn't he?
Well, as you said earlier, and it was in reference to players coming in that could just walk straight into the team, know the league, know the players, know the refs, know the grounds, know everything. Like, literally, Kev would be an absolute ideal candidate just to go, right, no bother, I'm in. I know all your players. So I played just 2 weeks ago. I know what way you play. I know who can do a job for me out of position. And, he's a student of the game. Like, he seriously puts a lot of time and effort into this game. And, but
He's just right. Yeah.
The other side, though, Richie, is I can't see Shells coming in for him. But if they did, could you see Kevin going, right, this is my chance here? And how would you feel about it if he did?
He'd be foolish not to take a look at it.
Do you think?
But yeah, football's such a short career. Football's such a, like, you see a lot of managers and they do take opportunities, don't they? Like, look at the budget he'd be going to Shells compared to what he has to use with us. Now, am I saying he'd go? No, I'm not saying he'd go, but he'll definitely have a think about it. Why wouldn't he?
Yeah, right. No, I hear you, but I also think if he was offered that job, and it would be either of two ways. It'd be, right, here's a contract. It would have to be a longer contract. He's not going in there for the next 14 games and leaving a full-time job with Drogheda United as manager after leaving his own job. You know what I mean? I'm not sure what way did he take a year or two out of his own job. I'm not sure way that works for him, but at the moment he's a full-time manager in the League of Ireland at a club that he's really, really helped to build, and we've won stuff and we've had some unbelievable memories. A lot more positive than negative, man. And Kevin is, I think, I was going to say he's universally loved, maybe not universally, but the vast majority of people, as far as I'm concerned, absolutely love Kevin and love what he's done at the football club. And most of us understand that he's playing off a shoestring budget, and that we're probably playing at the level that we're maybe not where we should be. I think sometimes our football leaves a bit to be desired. A lot of the times our football leaves a bit to be desired. Let's be blunt about it. But I do think that he would have to get some sort of a long-term deal if he was going to walk away. And Shells aren't going to hand Kevin that kind of a long-term deal, as far as I can see. And I don't. I would really love to think, Richie, that he thinks he's been with us now 7 years.
Yeah.
Assistant and then first team manager. And that's a long time in the League of Ireland. I think Bradley's at Shamrock Grove was over 10 or 11 years or something like that. And I think the two boys will obviously be the longest serving managers at any club. I know Caulfield was with Cork for a long time, and now he's with Galway. He's probably with Galway 3 or 4 years already. But, that's a massive decision for anyone to make, because if shit goes tits up, they can afford to sack him really quickly. We've seen that. Shelburne, I mean.
Yeah, absolutely. And there'd be a type of club that would just sack you and wouldn't think twice about it. Where I think Drogheda wouldn't. I think Drogheda have been very good to Drogheda. Drogheda's been very good to them.
Yes.
I just think they're a good fit. Both, you know what I mean? So, he'd definitely have, as I said, he'd have to think about it, but I just don't think he'd walk away too easily from what he has with us.
No, I don't. I really don't. I don't. But as you said, if it was offered to him, depending on what the deal was, he'd be a lunatic not to have a look at it, because, I mean, he has to look after himself.
Absolutely, yeah, absolutely. But maybe this will just, maybe the Drogheda owners will say, look, do we want to lose him here? Like, there's a possibility we could lose him. Is it time there to back him even more now? Is this going to be a good thing for us as well?
That's a really good point. I mentioned that to Owen the other day. You know what I mean? Maybe he can use this as some sort of leverage now and say, look, there's other clubs fucking texting me here to see if I'm interested in this job. Where are we going here, Drogheda? You know what I mean? This isn't going as planned. What can you do for me?
Yeah. And I've always said it before, you could, if Drogheda had the same budget as a Shells or a Pats or a Bows, then you'd be right to judge him and say, well, this isn't good enough.
Yeah.
But until he gets that, he's working miracles for us. And he's continued to do so.
Yeah, no, 100%. Right, Rich, I think we're gone fairly far over. Bowls, Friday night. What can we say? God knows.
Yeah,
You would fear the worst, but God knows. You just don't know.
we just don't know. At this time of doing this podcast, we still obviously no players in. I can't see us beating them. I don't think we're going to beat them. Like, right, is something going to change in the next couple of days and we've 2 or 3 players in for Friday night? Maybe it could be a different prediction, but at the minute I want to say Bows 3-1. I just can't see us getting anything. Just don't think
Yeah,
we're good enough.
I'm the same. I just don't think we're good enough. And at the minute, you'd be seriously celebrating a draw. But as we said a couple of weeks ago, draws aren't good enough. We need to be winning games at home.
We start to need to win the games now and fairly quickly starting this Friday night.
Yeah, and I think you're all right there. I can't see any players coming in this week and making that team for Friday night. I think it'd be a bit too much of a stretch. But you never know. There could be somebody announced during the next few days. So fingers crossed.
Fingers crossed, yeah. We need it.
Yeah, we do. Big time. Well, that was fun.
I can't believe Owen bailed on us.
I know. I think he was just sick of us moaning.
Yeah. Not that bad tonight.
And you never got a chance to read out. I think we got another email off for Brees, but I can't remember what was in it. So we'll have to wait till next week for the next instalment.
Yeah, I think he was calling news to the CUNT word.
I think he was giving me stick about my new extension, and he also gave me the dictionary explanation of an expat, but he's still an immigrant. So we'll leave it at that.
Well, he actually said I was okay, but I swear a lot.
He did actually say you were okay. Yeah, wow. Yeah. Lucky you.
But I swear a lot. Cheers, everybody.
Right, Richie.